back to the channel. This is Five Finger Tree Punch, and this is day 15 of the Hardcore series. It's actually going to be a whole nother week here. Just starting out on day 15. Don't do too much on day 15, but I am kind of prepping, because this week we're going to do a little treasure hunt. When I first started week 1, I had found a wrecked ship, and there was a map in there, but I just put it in my inventory and took off. But yeah, I'm working on the farm there. Kind of expanded it a little bit. But the water, yeah, it's a nice little tip that how far the water can actually fertilize? Hydrate. Yeah, hydrate. It can hydrate up to 4 blocks east, west, north, and south from the water block. So that's good to know. I don't have it set up like that there, but that's its potential reach. But mostly this week, today I'm setting up to get ready to go treasure hunting, get my supplies ready. I also needed food, so that's why I was also working on the farm there. Plus I need the food to trade with villagers, of course. But here we are, day 16. Getting rid of this very annoying snow that falls everywhere. Still the only downside of this little village I found here, but no, I deal with it. I also wanted to make a compass for this treasure hunt. Oh, look, that's, yeah, I made a whole nother plot there. Come along pretty well. I don't know why I went with that design on that, but yeah, that's the design I went with. And then I just went out and got some more supplies. I did try to make a compass, but then I realized that the compass only points to the spot that you first spawned into your world, and I didn't stay at that spot, so I ended up running around till I found this village. So the compass was kind of useless for me, because even though I slept in the new bed, it's not going to reset that spawn. But I did work on my house on this day. Kind of added some more floors. And that was day 16. Still kind of prepping on day 16. Day 17. Putting the map in. Getting ready to go. Just hooking up myself with some supplies there. Had to get a decent sword. There's little supplies here. Sifting through here. Trying to find the recipe for the shield. Because the shield could come in handy. In case I get stuck outside at night with a skeleton shooting me. That'll make their arrows pretty much ineffective against me. And there's the map. And I just set out, hopped in the boat, figured it was going to be the quickest way for me to travel. Because the map that I found was to a treasure that was probably pretty close to that shipwreck, or relatively close to that shipwreck, so I'm like way far away from the ship. And after running around that whole day, I don't know, I got myself turned around. And I didn't really find much, but I was running low on food, so I killed these cows. Just for a little beef there, but it was getting dark. Luckily, I did bring my bed, so I was able to just throw this bed down somewhere in the middle of the forest before I get attacked by random stuff. That was not a very good spot. It was getting dark, and there's also lots of trees, making it even darker in that little area. So, just kept on my search, and ended up back at the village. Yeah. That was not a very successful hunt there. But I was just trying to wing it with this map here, but then I realized, or I should have realized, that it's oriented to the north, so you can see the little dot on the map there. I'm in the southeast of that map relative to the X, which means I'll have to move northwest to get to it. So I kind of just left back in my boat, went straight north, and right there you can see the dots actually moved up a little bit, and it's gotten a little bit bigger, but still quite far from it. There, it's almost there. It's right about next to it. So then I head straight west, which should lead me straight to it. As long as I don't fall in any random caverns on the way, because I'm kind of looking at this map and paying attention to where I'm walking. Oh, look at that. Just fell right there. Luckily it wasn't a huge fall. Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're hunting and looking at your map. Humans can technically not multitask. Studies have shown. Like true multitasking, like actually doing two very specific things that you would have to think about otherwise. But yeah, after going that way, you can see the maps all lit up. And I figured that I need to get right on this X, and I start chomping it up, but I chop up quite a bit of sand before I ever find it. So that's a bit of a bummer, yeah. I fast forwarded here, you can see I'm chumming all the dirt. Not dirt, the sand. I wasn't even sure where it was at, so I started sectioning off some of the water there. And it was already starting to get dark. I was like, come on, we can find it. I know it. And then, boom, found it. But it was like super dark. Relatively super dark anyway, so went ahead and laid it down before I got too excited about what was in the chest and forget what time it was and get attacked. That would have been no bueno. Gotta take my bed back with me, and decent loot here. 7 emerald, not too shabby. And I'm sure that all these chests have a heart of the sea in them, which is used to make that conduit, which is used to make like a beacon type structure for the underwater that gives you buffs. But I don't plan on making that anytime soon, but you know, I have one. And we went on a little treasure hunt, so that was cool. And I gotta pick up this sand, otherwise I'll just float there forever. It's actually nice that they do float now, because they used to not float. Everything would fall straight down to the bottom before they updated it. I don't know which patch they updated that in, but I like the change. And yeah, saw some pillagers, and I was gonna attack them, but then I was like, nah, because then I would get the debuff, and then they would attack my village, and my village is not protected yet, so I decided against that. Figured that would have been a bad situation, trying to protect the village as spread out as it is, and I think there's only like one golem. So yeah, just headed back to the village and ran across some pumpkins, so that was good. Pumpkins are good for making golems, so yeah, this was a good find here. Probably won't get around to making many golems, at least not until I have all the village section off, because they'll just wander into the middle of nowhere and be completely useless against attacks. And I got back in boat, and that one seemed to sink. I don't know, I should have floated better than that, but yeah. Got back to village after my good treasure hunt find there. It wasn't too bad. Found a little treasure, got a little bit of gold, emeralds, whatnot. And I was able to go ahead and turn these pumpkins into pumpkin seeds, because I did want to plant those, but it was already getting dark, so I had to go to bed. Because we can not let it get night yet. And day 20. Worked on the building, my house. Kind of beefed that up a little bit. All part of the master plan to make my house tall enough for where I could see it from a distance. So I got to floor 4 on this one. Did some polished diorite here to kind of section it off. Just give it a little, little variety. And that's me working on the 4th floor right there. Also going to put in some windows that are colored this time. So I go out later. I don't know. I think I went out earlier and I found some poppies. So that was able to make red dye, those 3 little poppies there. And I already had some sand smelting to make me glass. So go ahead and turn that red dye with the blocks. That's not the pattern there. Gotta put it in the middle and spread it around. I was kind of trying to get an even number there, but it didn't work out that way. Left a little clear glass there. That's okay. We got plenty of space down below for that. And just put those windows in. I think it looks alright with the stone brick there. Not too bad. I've made buildings like this before. I thought they looked okay, so it should come out okay. Do the fourth floor there. Don't think I finished putting the roof on this section yet, but I had all the glass I needed to go ahead and finish up the walls there. And it just about got night by the time I finished that up and fooled around in the garden. Headed straight into day 21. Thought I should probably go ahead and cap up the roof. Just in case. Keep things, uniform. Keep stuff from spawning. Because stuff could spawn on the edges of the top edges of those walls. I don't think the light was quite bright enough there. And that's me forgetting to leave the hole to go down this ladder there. Which was the one block I needed to finish the roof. And bam! 4 floors. Not too shabby. Me putting tons of lights because paranoid. So these floors will probably... Second floor will probably turn into an enchantment room. Maybe a brewing room above that. And it was still pretty early after I'd finished that up. I went out looking for cows. Or at least something relatively interesting. Or useful. There were some rabbits out here, but I had a mediocre luck at trying to hunt those guys down. Because apparently they just run from you. That's me chasing them at full speed. I don't know how I managed to catch that one. I think I tried to catch another couple of them, but it was too bothersome. Then I did happen upon this cave here. Got some decent loot in there. Iron, coal, all useful. Ran out of torches there, so it's like I'm not going any further into this thing without torches. So just to keep things on the up and up, and me not getting destroyed by a creeper, I went ahead and blocked that off while I mined up this coal and made more torches. Because there's a pretty large radius to where the creepers can detect you, and they'll come from pretty far away to come blow you up. Yeah. That dark little area there was almost 100% gonna kill me if I had left it open and not paid attention while I was mining up this extra stuff here. So, yeah, you should definitely be careful, especially considering this is hardcore and one creeper blast can end it all. So I went ahead and made some of the torches. Almost a full stack there. Not quite, but close enough. Plenty enough. Probably plenty enough, unless this ends up being a super extensive cave here. There should be plenty of torches there. And I do believe I end up coming up on a creeper. Yeah. Creeper right there. You can see him. It's a little dark. This almost looks like the same situation where I've blown up before. So, it was a good thing I sectioned it off, because that guy was probably sitting there the whole time, just waiting to come kill me when I wasn't paying attention. It's like they know you're not paying attention. But I really don't like this little split here. That is a lot of dark area. So I kind of just raced through the first little entryways to each of this split off and light them up real quick. That's me panning back and forth because I'm paranoid. Every time I say paranoid, I think of a Scarface movie. If you haven't seen Scarface, I recommend that you see it. If you're allowed to watch rated R movies, it's definitely rated R. R-rated movie with lots of bad words. So, but there's a scene where he talks about they're telling him not to spend all their money on cameras, and he's like, "I'm, how you say, paranoid." He says it with like this South American accent. But every time I hear that word, I always think of that. And yeah, so that's me being paranoid. Putting up extra lights. The lights are my cameras, basically. That section of the cave was a dead end, but you know, it still had iron, so that was something. Not too bad. A little more coal. Really would like to find a mine shaft of some sort. That would be. Though I have died in mine shafts before, so. But. I'm eventually gonna have to explore dangerous areas. It's a inevitable thing I'm gonna have to end up doing. That zombie is no match for my iron sword. Need to get me a diamond sword, but really haven't found much of that. Spider. Wasn't happy about seeing a spider, but maybe he'd give me string. Which he did not, so that was unfortunate. Because I would like to make a bow. Or maybe a fishing rod. Because I did find out that cats will scare away creepers. I think I knew that before, but then I had reread it and it reminded me about that. So, thinking about being the crazy cat guy. And that wrapped up this week. I will see you next week. See ya! If you like the content, be sure to give it a like and comment. It would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe to get all the latest videos.